EA Sports, and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From La Jolla, California, just north of San Diego, live second-round coverage of the Farmers Insurance Open. So much to behold here at Torrey Pines: the ocean, the cliffs, the trees, the green grass, the blue sky, maybe even a paraglider or two as we check out the Friday leaderboard. The leader is Mark Hubbard. He's at 6 under par. As for our featured golfer, a rough Thursday round means today could very well be the end of the line this week. We head out to the course as we pick up the action on the tee at the par 4 fourth. And that will do just fine. And that's not exactly ideal. Far from a tap-in for his par.
You're being too kind. That's not at all ideal.
That's in. It is a good par here at number 4. And he'll remain at 6 over. Next up here at Torrey Pines, the par 4 fifth, measuring 454 yards. Good tee shot, should take the fairway bunkers out of play. This par 4 fifth here at Torrey Pines South measures 454 yards. That's not overly long by today's standards. The key here is to keep your tee shot out of those fairway bunkers. If you do and you're in the fairway, you have a reasonable chance to get out of here with a birdie. Okay, that's going to split the bunkers. A good tee shot here at 5. Second shot coming up. Let's check in for the first time with Notah Begay III.
Looking at 149 to the hole, pinned just on the front edge.
And a good approach shot, just not quite as close as what you'd like, but still solid.
Just want to maneuver this one close, down the slope for birdie. Whoa, slow down. Oh, that's not what you're hoping for in a birdie putt. That'll go all the way off the green. Okay, that one brushed in for bogey here at the 5th. And he'll slide a bit further here to 7 over par. Well, after 3 lengthy par 4s in the first 5 holes, this 564-yard par 5/6 is a welcome sight. Frequently downwind, dogleg right. Eagle is a possibility, but birdie far more likely. Well, next week the California swing continues. We head up the coast to Pebble Beach. There's nothing like it. The AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
Yeah, it started all those years ago with all the Hollywood stars. The great Bing Crosby used to be called the clam bake, but look what it's turned into now. Now golfers are the stars. And if you want to be part of this, there's no better place. Come to Pebble Beach.
We all know there is so much emphasis these days on power, hitting the ball long ways. We forget once in a while that you have to be able to put the ball in the proper places. That's what he's done right here.
Yeah, par 5s were designed as 3-shotters, and this hole is definitely a 3-shotter today.
That's good technique, and that is right around 5 feet. Not too bad. 4 feet now for birdie. Okay, nicely played. That's in for birdie here at 6. And he gets it back to 6 over par. On to the 7th now, a tough hole here, a winding par 4 at 462 yards. It is the #1 handicap hole on the south course, and for good reason. An approach shot from anything other than the fairway is fraught with peril, with a canyon beyond and a deep right front bunker guarding an angled and difficult to hit green. That is into the lone bunker left of this 7th fairway. Need to be careful not to take much, if any, sand here. His second to this par 4. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one. Lovely pitch shot. Just nipped that ball off the turf. Just flew through the air beautifully. Sat down fairly quick as well. Good shot.
Yep, well done. That's in for par here at 7. And he'll remain right where he is. So that's where this tourney will end for our featured golfer. Their 2-round score falling outside the cut line.
And if you focus on anything other than that, then you're doing yourself a disservice. It happens. Believe me. Move on.
So our featured golfer through to the weekend. We'll be with you Saturday and Sunday from Torrey Pines, both days starting at noon local. We'll see you tomorrow on EA Sports. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From the Monterey Peninsula, live opening round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Blue skies on top of blue waters, right next to one of the prettiest pieces of green grass on this good earth, as we check out the leaderboard here in round one. Your leader is the former Cal Bear, James Hahn. He's off to a 4-under start. Meanwhile, our featured golfer looking to get off to a hot start and maybe make an early move up the AM leaderboard. So let's get you out to the action on the turn as we head to the tee at the par 4 10th. So many great golf courses here on the Monterey Peninsula. We're at Pebble Beach for this, the third tournament on the PGA Tour schedule this year. And Frank, we look at the golfer we're going to be following. Rookie on this tour, still looking to play the weekend for the first time after 2 missed cuts. Is there a danger of getting too discouraged early on?
There certainly is, and I think that's exactly where the player feels right now. If all of a sudden it's 3 in a row, you start to think, have I made the right decision? But I remember a line from the late, great Arnold Palmer. He said, this game is 90% mental, and the other 10%, well, that's mental as well.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short. Lovely pitch shot. Just nipped that ball off the turf. Just flew through the air beautifully. Sat down fairly quick as well. Good shot.
Safely in. It's a par here at the 10th, and he'll stay at level par. Frank, this whole area of the country, Monterey, Carmel, 17-mile drive, just such a stunning setting for golf. We're just taking a nice drive with the emerald green fairway set against the ocean blue. It's just ideal. But talk to me about playing the course, Pebble Beach. What should a young golfer like this keep in mind when teeing it up for the first time as a professional?
Rich, it's the polar opposite of the drive-in, where you decompress and look at the views. Because once you get onto that first tee at Pebble, it's a wonderful golf course designed by Jack Neville. You're going to realize that no 2 holes look the same. I mean, that's stating the obvious there. But side hill lies when you play it towards the Pacific. And then you sort of beat your way around the golf course. The beautiful downhill par 3 7th. I know it's talked about and it's photographed, but that's where you start scratching your head and like, do I have the right club? And that's a feeling you get at Pebble so often around this golf course. But I mentioned 7, so I've got to mention 8, 9, and 10. In my opinion, they're the 3 best par 4s in a row in any golf course I've ever seen. I mean, they're beautiful driving holes and iron play, but, you know, Pebble's about the experience, but it's also about the legacy that this golf course has for America. So to compete at Pebble is one thing. To play well at Pebble, well, that's another thing as well. That's a good shot, and more importantly, too, a green in regulation, so birdie chance.
Okay, well done. It is a par here at 11, and he'll stay at even par.
First par 3 now on the backside. Frank, this is sort of the forgotten hole, the 12th, 202 yards.
It is. It's in the corner of the golf course. If you look at the right side of the screen, it's very narrow, but that's actually the entry or the gateway. And the reason why I say that, that's the full width of the putting surface. If you're going to take the bunker on, you've got to carry the ball another 8 or 9 yards. But one thing in your favor is this hole plays 10 yards downhill.
That did not make a good sound coming off the face, and that'll be trouble over there. This is going to have to require a delicate touch. It's his second. So that one, Frank, came out way too high.
Just goes to show what happens when you don't find these greens in regulation. Now, he's looking at 2 putts, maybe 3 from where he is.
Good stuff, though it is for a bogey 4. And he's going to fall back now to 1 over par. The 13th here at Pebble Beach is sort of a forgotten hole. It's only 401 yards, a par 4, but I promise you'll remember it if you make a birdie here, and you'll have a good chance if you put it in the correct position off the tee. Yeah, that's a nice swing, and the result is going to be a tee shot that is set up just fine. Walking the course today, let's bring in Notah Begay III.
Left himself with 144 yards to the front, 156 to the hole. Pin is on the front left part of the green.
And a good iron shot, just not quite as close as what we'd all want to finish, but still.
A lot of movement coming left here. This for birdie. Nah, the pace was okay, but that needed to be started a bit further out to the right. Well judged. That is in for par here at 13. And he'll remain at 1 under par. One last look at the leaderboard, Frank. Our featured golfer down, but not out after day 1.
Yeah, they might have to take the standing 8, though, or hit the reset button. This can easily go the wrong way very quickly. Tomorrow, important round.
So, for Frank Nobilo, Nota Begay III, and Iona Stephen, I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time on EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From beautiful Pebble Beach, California, it's live second-round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Well, let's face it, Mother Nature's just showing off this week. Pebble Beach, one of the crown jewels of American sport in all its glory, as we look at the Friday leaderboard. And our leader is Adam Schenk. He's currently at 8 under. Let's get into the action as we pick things up at the par 3 7th. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game. Well, that was nearly very good. Just the speed of the green taking that one away.
Frank, you have to appreciate that. That is excellent technique right there to get right around gimme range. Should help him walk away with just a bogey.
No doubt. This is such a tricky green, too, so that's very well done.
That one in. It is a bogey here at the 7th. And that's going to drop him to 2 under.
From the famous par 3 7th to the equally famous par 4 8th. Frank, what a hole.
It is, Rich, and it starts, in my opinion, the best 3 consecutive par 4s in golf. This one's a little bit of a blind tee shot. That white rock that's just up ahead, that's your line. If you hit it over the right side of that, your run out is about 250 yards. If you go a little left of that, you've got another 20 yards up your sleeve. But do not go further than that.
And this, a tee shot that fits the eye, and that'll be just fine. Down on the course, let's check in with Notah Begay III.
Beautiful tee shot, great position looking at this green, and there are no easy options here. You got bunkers up the left, bunkers on the right. You have balls that are going to find their way into the penalty area. Requires precision execution.
Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in the rough now, wondering what might have been.
The strike was fine on the pitch shot. Ball first, then turf. Just wasn't really hit hard enough.
That one finished off. It's a bogey here at number 8. And he'll drop back now to 1 under par. Thing about Pebble Beach is it's easy to lose focus, stare off at the horizon, the Pacific Ocean, and all that beauty that surrounds you. But then you remember, all right, I'm playing the 9th hole here. This is one of the hardest par 4s in the world. Pay attention. We'll remind you that coming up next week, we move from the serenity of the Pacific Ocean here at Pebble Beach to a scene that will be anything but calm. That is the Waste Management Phoenix Open down at TPC Scottsdale. Frank, I always think different venues, sort of different soundtracks. Pebble is crashing waves with Argyle sweaters. The Waste Management Phoenix Open, it's like a nightclub in Prague at about 2 in the morning.
And I've been to Prague too, yeah. Except Prague doesn't have the 700,000 people. It's the greatest gate. Some say the greatest show on grass. It really is. That 16th hole, I'll tell you just one quick little story. Tom Watson, in his heyday with the late Bruce Edwards on the bag, it was the one hole he changed his routine. He would get Bruce to go ahead to the tee, all those people around, and he'd just say, give me the club and hit it. It was the one time he broke tradition. It's absolute frenzy at Scottsdale.
Yeah, that's a beautiful tee shot. Now watch this go. Oh, it's going to trundle right on down the slope. From the fairway, Notah, this is second.
157 to the hole, sitting in the front left hole location.
Good shot. Safely on the green and a birdie chance.
13 feet away.
give one back on a putt like that. Okay, a shake of the head as that one is finished off. And he's going to fall out of red figures back down to even par.
Now beginning the inward half here at Pebble Beach, and it is some start to this backside, Frank. A big, bold par 4, once again running the entire length of the Pacific Ocean along the right.
Yeah, visually it's stunning, no doubt about that, with the world's largest hazard there on the right. So your mind does go to the left side of this fairway, but you don't want it to go too far left. Those 3 bunkers, they're very much in play. But really aim in the left side of this fairway because the fairway does kick to the right.
All right, in the fairway. Now Notah, his second from the fairway.
159 yards left to the hole. Standing on the wrong side of par right now, looking to get back to even.
And that ball looked very good in the air. Just doesn't quite finish up that near to the flag, but still on the green.
Pretty big left to righter here for birdie. So that's in for par to start this backside. But he's going to need to come up with a few birdies in short order if he wants to play the weekend. Now we come to the 11th hole, and now the golf course heads up and inland, away from the water. Only 370 yards, best to be on the left side of the fairway. That will then open up the approach into what is one of the smaller greens here at Pebble Beach.
Second shot now to this 11th hole, Frank. It's a short one, but it's also uphill. So what's the key here?
Well, because it's uphill and that green tilts back at you so much, you can't afford to hit a shot that spins too much, and you cannot afford to be short. Now, just remember, these greens are small. This one is only 24 yards deep, so anything in the middle of the green, and you can't really have a putt more than 20 feet. So that's the target.
That's got to be disappointing. Good line in the fairway, and the approach winds up in the bunker. Digs into the bunker, getting set to play the third shot. look how quick that was. Very difficult to get that to stop, even out of the sand. And that race is right on by.
This one measures out to 15 feet.
Yeah, that's good roll. And that in for a 6 here at the par 4. And that's going to move him back to 2 over par. This 12th hole certainly not as famous as some of the other par 3s here at Pebble Beach, like number 7 or 17. But 12's a good one at 202 yards. Ideally, you want to work this right to left, just a baby draw, and try to get it to land softly because the green tends to be really firm. And he might have been trying to land that over the flag and spin it back, but that just carried much too far. Now a second to this par 3. Got it there, but not quite on target. So a tough hole. That's in for bogey at 12. And he'll fall back now to 5 over par. So, Frank, this a very difficult Friday for our featured golfer. Nothing seemed to go right. And this is going to wind up an MC. That stands for missed cut.
Not hammer, that's for sure.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From perpetually sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, it's live opening round coverage of the WM Phoenix Open. It is called the People's Open. Enthusiastic crowds have been the norm. 700,000 fans expected through the turnstiles this week. As we check the early leaderboard, your leader is Adam Scott. He's off to a good start at 6 under. Let's get into the action as we pick things up at the par 3 7th. So, Frank, week 4 now on the PGA Tour. We said last week that there were a unique set of traditions at Pebble Beach. This tournament, unique in a different way. I have to think for a young golfer like the one we'll be following today, this can be an intimidating place to play if you're not prepared. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a great choice of words, Rich. It does intimidate you because when you go through the tunnel at 15 and then you go into that cauldron, coliseum, whatever you want to call it, of 16, and you see 30,000 people surround it like a baseball diamond, that's something I know when I first did it for the first time. I'd never experienced anything like that. Your heart rate goes uncontrollable. You go into like this sort of crazed frenzy. So, yeah, this is no tradition here.
Yeah, just able to pop that one out of there, but that will only make it onto the fringe.
So he starts out, Frank, and he's probably thinking bogey. And now the unthinkable, triple bogey in play.
Yeah, it's happened so quickly too. Right now, it's a case of just for this little moment, forget everything, bear down.
Pretty good read there. Definitely good speed, and it just skips a foot or so by. Okay, finished off there for double bogey. And that's going to move him back down to even par. The weather down here in Arizona, picture perfect here in the month of February, but come August, we know that'll be a much different story. Still, Frank, apart from keeping your focus and embracing, we'll call it the festive nature of this event, what is the key to really being successful here at TPC Scottsdale?
The truth, Rich, really is trying to adjust because everybody talks of the elevation here, which is about 1,500 feet above sea level. So on a normal day around 75 degrees, that's about 5% you'd adjust. But in these cold, crisp mornings and also later in the day, that drops to about 3%. So the players that have played well here are very aware of how much that affects their iron play. Their irons go a little shorter at the start of the day. They go a little further in the middle of the day, and then they drop down again in the afternoon. So constantly adjusting.
A left to right breeze, something to consider here as he eyes this second shot. Well, had a good lie in the fairway, but couldn't do anything with it. That comes up woefully short.
Lovely pitch shot. Just nipped that ball off the turf. just flew through the air beautifully. Sat down fairly quick as well. Good shot.
Okay, good roll there. It is a par here at the 8th, and he'll stay right where he is. The final hole on this opening side is a par 4, measuring out at 454 yards. There's one bunker to avoid right of the landing zone, but the distinguishing feature here is this green with a ridge right in the middle. Getting the ball to the correct portion of the green on the approach shot can be the difference between a 10-footer for birdie or a 50-footer. And that will be more than adequate. It's safely into the fairway.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Yep, good work not to let that get away, and that's in for a par. Beginning the back nine with a 428-yard par 4 10th. Sharp dogleg to the right, offering several options off the tee. Cut the quarter with a driver and contend with a small bunker and trees, or opt for a fairway wood that brings bunkers on both sides into play.
Good tee shot down the left side, and where the flag is cut, this is a great angle to have a go at it.
Down on the course, let's check in with Notah Begay III.
Looking great here. 111 left to the hole. Have to calculate the wind coming from right to left. Sand wedge takes flight, and I don't think it's going to carry.
Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Oh, and a shot in the arm there to start the second 9. That's in for par here at 10. And he'll remain in red figures at 1 under. Our featured golfer here today had some moments, but maybe not the round one you're looking for, Frank.
Too many mistakes, Rich. Right now, don't think about the leader. Just worry about improving your own game.
Till next time, for our entire cast and crew, I'm Rich Lerner. This has been a presentation of EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. So long, everybody. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From the Sonoran Desert and always entertaining TPC Scottsdale, it's live second-round coverage of the WM Phoenix Open. It is known as the greatest show on grass, and it has lived up to that moniker through the first couple of rounds as we take a look at the Friday leaderboard. We've got a tie at the top at 6 under par. We'll get into the action here on the tee at the par 3 12th. And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either, sitting up in the short grass. Clean lie here for his second to the par 3. And that will be quite a challenge from there to get away with his par.
If he can make this, I'd just take it and run to the next hole.
So early on the backside here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Yeah, that's well done, though it is for bogey here at the par 3. And that's going to move him back to 4 over. Par 5 13, Frank, what kind of scoring opportunity is this?
Well, anytime you get on a par 5, obviously birdies and eagles come to mind. 13's been changed a little bit over the years. The split fairway's gone, now it's just one fairway. Water in play, bunker on the left side, they certainly define this fairway. And they've toughened up the front and left side of this par 5 green. The longer hitter, the high ball hitter, still will get a reward at 13.
And no issues there. Good tee shot in the short grass.
Two solid shots, gets close to this par 5 green in 2. I know the ball's in the rough, but it's not too bad. With a good short game, perhaps birdie.
And that'll do just fine. 9 feet left here for birdie. Nicely done as he rolls that in for his par, and he'll remain at +4. We come now to the 490-yard par 4 14th. Not quite as intimidating as number 11, but every bit as demanding. After an uphill tee shot, players hit into a green sitting precariously on what was once a spectator's mound. Par is a great score here. PGA Tour moves back to California next week. We'll be at Hogan's Alley in Riviera Country Club just west of Los Angeles for the Genesis Invitational. Frank, we go from hysteria to history.
Oh, you do, yeah. Humphrey Bogart's tree on the left side of the 12th hole is still there, and it's still a feature. A huge sycamore tree there that kicks the odd ball away from the green. It's good. The whole golf course is in a sort of a bowl, so you get these swirling winds. I know they've tried to renovate the golf course over the last few years. It's actually made the fairways a little wider, but another straight-up test. I mean, the West Coast swing, you really have to bring your game.
Not sure what happened there. Wrong club selection or execution. Regardless, a lot of meat still on that bone. Okay, not bad out of the sand, and that's what will remain, trying to grind out a par.
This from 7 feet.
Okay, good putt, and a par here at 14. And he'll remain right where he is. Now at the par 5 15th, and Frank, there is plenty to catch your eye. There's also quite a bit to catch your ear. You can hear the roars at the par 3 16th. So how do you focus on the task at hand?
Great question, Rich. You know, you realize you're about to enter the stadium part of the golf course, but this is the last par 5 that you're going to play. We've seen eagles here over the years. We've seen many a player hit it in the water off the tee or water short of the green. Certainly one of the tougher tee shots coming in. No bunkers here to worry about, just that huge lake to the left. Find the fairway. You might just find the green.
Beautiful tempo to that swing, and this is going to wind up squarely in the fairway. Oh, this doesn't look promising. Nope, that's not going to stick. It's going to be into the water that encircles this island green. So now, with the drop taken, this is going to be his fourth shot into this par 5. Okay, not particularly close, but a chance for the putter to do its thing. Oh boy, way short. Have to hit it. Yeah, that's a good roll there to come away with just a bogey at this par 5. And that's going to drop him down the leaderboard just a bit. So conditions were tough out there, Frank. Our featured golfer could never really put it together, and it's going to mean a missed cut.
I got to be honest, Rich, that was underwhelming. It really was. I think you got to have a good, cold, hard look in the mirror.
So for Frank Nobilo, Notah Begay III, Iona Stephen, and a cast of hundreds, I'm Rich Lerner. You've been watching PGA Tour Golf on EA Sports. So long, everyone. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, from the wetlands, it's live opening round coverage of the Florida Classic. We've got a full field ready to get rolling on this Thursday as we get a look at the early leaderboard. We've got a tie for the lead at 1 under par. Opening in 2015 with a design by Peyton Duncan, the Wetlands is a unique Florida challenge, especially the first hole, an intimidating 660-yard par 5. This hole is all you want. Let's pick up the action here as we begin at the long par 5 first. Well, I don't think that's how you envision things starting. A wayward first tee shot, but he's going to get away with it as that ricochets back into the fairway. Good shot right there with that 3-wood, sitting up nicely.
Yeah, most importantly, the second shot's on the fairway. And this par 5 playing long today. See how close this third shot can be hit. It's a solid shot and a green in regulation, but a little away from the band.
Iona Stephen is at the first green. This for birdie.
Yeah, this has got a good chance because we're going slightly up a hill with just a little bit of break. Makeable.
Okay, that's in for par here at the first, and he'll stay at even par. Now to the second, par 3, 225 yards. Here now at the first par 3 of the day, the 225-yard second. Bunkers front, left, and back, the only real trouble here. And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Second shot now, here at the par 3.
Now a 7-footer.
Good putt there. It's in for par here at the second. And he'll stay at level par. Up next, the 460-yard third, a hole that is flat, long, and straight as an arrow. Great driving hole here on the first par 4 of the round. They call that position A. That's going to be right down the middle. Freeze at his back shoulder as he lines up his second from the fairway. Well, not as close to the pin as you'd like, but when you find greens in regulation on a regular basis, you're going to have a chance.
That's a nice lag putt. Frank, what would you focus on a long putt?
That 3-foot circle. Obviously, you allow yourself a little bit more the further and further away you get, but just expectations, lower them a little bit. There's certain distances, just take 2.
So that safely in. It's a par here at the third. And he'll stay right where he is.
Wow, check this out, Frank. Par 3 fourth, 250 yards. This is a really cool hole.
It is. You tee off and that tee shot right across the swampland into a crescent-shaped green. And, of course, it is protected by that bunker. That just cuts in. It doesn't give you very much depth on that middle line of the green. So if the pin's in the middle, that's when the hole plays its most difficult.
All right, you don't have to catch it on the middle of the face every time. That's on the middle of the dance floor and a birdie putt coming up. Iona, this a birdie putt.
Well, for a long putt like this, there's really not a whole lot to it. I think you'll fancy his chances at this one.
You might like this one. You might really like it. Sensational. What a putt there from a long way out. That somehow goes down for a birdie. So 1 round complete, and Frank, this is such a good field this week. We may see the cream rise to the top come Sunday.
I hope you're right, Rich. This is a great golf course, too. It's one of those ones that really does separate the field. I hope it's the same story tomorrow.
So, for Frank Nobilo, Notah Begay III, and Iona Stephen, I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time on EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. EA Sports, and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, from the wetlands, we bring you live second-round coverage of the Florida Classic. Well, if we see more of what we witnessed yesterday, we're in for a heck of a battle these next 3 days as we show you the current leaderboard here on this Friday. We've got a tie at the top. As for our featured golfer, it's going to take something special to play the weekend as they're currently 5 shots below that cut line. We get into the action here starting at the par 3 fourth. Okay, fortunate there. That ball hops onto the green, and he'll be left with that for his birdie. Let's bring in Notah Begay III for a look at birdie.
And this is a putt you should make 7 out of 10 times. Looks to be dead straight, nothing to push it offline.
Oh, the pace perfect on that one. It's in for birdie. And hopefully that can jumpstart the round because it's going to take a good one to overcome yesterday's performance and make it through to the weekend. Coming now to another long par 5, the 635-yard fifth. Short hitters do not have to worry about the swamp on the left, but it may come into play for long hitters trying to get home in too. Nothing to fault there, safely in the fairway. Still well over 300 yards to the flag, so getting this to a good number, the key here for his second. I wouldn't say he's dominated the par 5 to this point. Still a lot of work left here.
The beauty of this game is you get to choose your own strategy. It's a 3-shot hole. There's a lot of different ways to try and reach this par 5 in 3 shots. Still, this 3rd shot is going to have to be hit on the button.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Yeah, that's a good putt. It is a par here at the 5th, and he'll remain right where he is.
Par 4 6th here at the Wetlands, 440 yards and water to deal with.
Two choices here, Rich. Lay it up short of the wetlands, or, well, chance it, brave enough, tee it up and flash it across the wetlands to just a mere short iron into this lengthy par 4.
Next week, the Florida Swing continues. Frankie, it's a home game for you. That's always nice as we head to Orlando and Bay Hill for the Arnold Palmer Invitational presented by MasterCard. Always a good week.
No, it certainly is. Get some home-cooked meals, that's for sure, and get to watch people play. I don't know, I just love the finish at Bay Hill. 16, 17, and 18. So many tournaments where things have gone awry at that very stretch.
Second shot. Good look at the green.
And that ball looked good in the air. You'd like it to be a little closer, but still, inside 40 feet, just going to have to be careful with the lag putting.
Now this for birdie.
And this is pretty flat all the way. I don't think there's much in it at all.
Not that time. Pretty good effort, but it'll wander a couple of feet by. Safely in for par here at the 6th. And he'll stay right where he is.
Here's another scoring opportunity, Frank. A par 5. The 7th is just a shade under 600 yards.
And it bends gently to the left, Rich. Longer hitters can obviously get home, and nothing really to be worrying about with that second shot if you can reach. The wetlands are well to the right of this hole for the second shot. But if you want to play to the 3-shotter, then that's a very safe, conservative way and really shouldn't cause you any problems whatsoever.
That one going to split the middle. Maybe get a little rollout as well. That is a good, solid tee shot. Well, just a good solid shot right there with that 3-wood, Frank.
That's an aggressive layup, really, trying to force that 3-wood down and get it as close as possible to the green. That's two good shots if you can't reach the par 5.
All right, that's a board, but a lot of green between ball and hole. A long one coming up here for birdie.
What a putt. Just missed, Frank.
That's cruel.
That one finished off. It'll be a par here at 7. And he'll remain at 2 over par. So a disappointing end to the tournament for our featured golfer heading home following these 2 rounds after failing to make the cut.
Time for a little introspective look. What we did well, what we didn't, and then back to the drawing board.
Till next time, for our entire cast and crew, I'm Rich Lerner. This has been a presentation of EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. So long, everybody. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today from scenic Lighthouse Point Golf Club, it's live opening round coverage of the Lighthouse Open. This is going to be a compelling 4 days of golf. A lot of storylines to follow as we move through the weekend, and we take a look at the leaderboard here in round 1. A lot of folks fighting for the title, including our leader. Let's get out to the play as we pick things up at the par 4-7. Well, you can't walk out and drop it any better than that. That is a fine tee shot right there.
Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
Well, had a good lie in the fairway, but couldn't do anything with it. That comes up woefully short.
Oh, boy. Far from a good shot, that.
And the computer dials this one up at 26 feet.
That one in. It is a bogey here at the 7th. And that's going to move him back down to even par. Now another par 3. We're at the 8th. Frank, it's only 165 yards.
It is, but when you look at the green, you can see how narrow it is. Actually, the green is nearly a figure 8, so it's obviously the right number hole. Bunker's sort of short leftish and that little pocket area on the right, so it'll punish anything left or right, even though the hole's just that meager yardage.
Yeah, that's a good spot to be on the front portion of the green with a birdie putt coming up. Birdie putt coming up, and we go to Iona Stephen.
And I mean, in terms of movement, there really isn't much to this. Just a slight uphill to deal with, but not a lot of break.
Not quite on line, and that'll drift a couple feet by. Okay, that in for par here at the 8th. And he'll remain right where he is. We move to the 9th hole, and we begin to go inland, Frank. I'll miss some of the views along the ocean. I won't miss the nerves with the potential of a golf ball sailing off into the Atlantic Ocean. That said, par 5, you think about a scoring opportunity, but then I look at the scorecard, and it says this is the number 6 handicap hole. That's pretty tough.
It is, and the reason why is there's trouble both sides of this fairway, and that's normally sand and cliffs, and the designer's really thrown the boat out, excuse the pun. We are on the coastline here. This whole dog legs to the left, and ideally you just sort of like to go fairway, fairway pitch. That's the prudent way to play the hole, but of course everybody likes to chance the driver and reach the par 5 and 2. Miss, pay the price.
And that one not straight enough. It's going to work its way into the bunker. Getting out more important than distance here as he readies his second. Okay, that's a good safe play. Get it back out into the fairway. Get some distance if you can. And gets it to try and make a good third on this par 5.
Imagine a miss club because that ball sailed past the flag. Really just fortunate to stay on the back of the green.
Got to at least try to cozy it in that 3-foot circle. This for birdie. Yeah, he had a pretty good run at that, but it won't go down. Still pretty good from there. Nope, got up and out of that one quickly. You could see it. Okay, a shake of the head as that one is finished off. And he'll drop back to 1 over par. Frank, you think about the great designers, Pete Dye, Alistair McKenzie, and Christian Brandt is certainly in that conversation. They like to play mind games with you, and you're playing with people's heads when you look at that number on the card versus the 10th hole.
Yeah, 10th hole, which is par 4, plays a lot longer than 11, but this is it's a very clever hole. It's called what we call a tweener. It's in between a 4 and a 5, so if you walk away with here with 5, you feel like you've lost something. walk away with 4, you feel like you've gained something. So the great par 5s are often reachable. 11, that's one of them.
And this one's only 530 yards as a par 5, and remember 10 was a par 4 at 592. Yeah, all about hitting the fairway here, and that is right where you want to be. Just stellar iron play there. The game becomes easy when you're putting for birdie from that close. Yes, rolls it right in. A birdie here at 10. Now we go to the 11th hole, and this is a par 5, but it's actually shorter than the par 4 10th. This one comes in at 530 yards, and more evidence of the kind of creativity by the award-winning design team of Patel and Duncan.
Well, that's right. Patel really is known to be the shaper. He's the one that makes all those interesting shapes of the bunkers. For example, here, nipping it in the fairway, making driver almost too much club or very, very risky, plus the front bunker there. Now, this is a great par 5. The reason why, it's reachable, it's tempting, but you don't know what you're going to finish up shooting on it. No problems there. Good second shot, that last bounce, a little unlucky, but still that third shot sits up rather nicely into this par 5.
Maybe not what you're hoping for from that number, but no damage. It's on the green. We turn to Notah Begay III for this look at birdie.
And he's got this ball on the flat part of the green, and this is about as straightforward as they come. He's just got to get it there.
Yes, good start to this backside. Back-to-back birdies here at 10 and 11. Our featured golfer here today had some moments, but maybe not the round one you're looking for, Frank.
Too many mistakes, Rich. Right now, don't think about the leader. Just worry about improving your own game.
So, for Frank Nobilo, Notah Begay III, Iona Stephen, and a cast of hundreds, I'm Rich Lerner. You've been watching PGA Tour Golf on EA Sports. So long, everyone. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, from rugged Lighthouse Point Golf Club, we bring you live second-round coverage of the Lighthouse Open. Things starting to slowly take shape here on this Friday. For some, it is a race for the top prize. For others, it's a fight to stick around for the weekend as we show you the leaderboard. We've got a tie at the top at 6 under par. Our featured golfer, right in it, just a couple of shots off the pace. We head out to the course as we pick up the action on the tee at the par 4 fourth. And that, a good-looking shot there, well placed in the fairway. Well, no one better to assess this situation than Notah Begay III, who came through the Korn Ferry Tour to win twice as a rookie on the PGA Tour. And Notah, our featured player here in contention early. Now, granted, it's just a Friday, but you start to get the sense that some of that success in the lower levels, the amateur days, could pay big dividends here.
Yeah, if you just take a look at this player's pedigree, it's blue chip. Great success at the collegiate and amateur levels, but this is the PGA Tour. You've got to go out there. You've got to continue to press forward. Looking good early on the Friday, but we got a long way to go to the end.
It doesn't hurt to leave it short, and you do that. Well done. That is a birdie from off the green. Fifth hole now at Lighthouse Point. Frank, it's a beefy par 4.
Another hole without any fairway bunkers off the tee, but really the main defence here at the Cliffs is the elements. Find the fairway, and you'll also be hitting to a green which is protected by a little bunker to the right side of that, and short. So precision, once again, required here. Oh, and that came out of the rough way too hot. But it is back in the thick stuff. More problems.
So that one gets away. He's going to need all his talents to prevent a crooked number from there.
And he's done the unthinkable. Taken a bad situation and, believe it or not, made it worse.
Good putt there to somehow come away with double bogey. and he's going to fall to 3 shots off the lead. Now at the 6th hole, it's a par 3, just under 200 yards. Where's the challenge here, Frank?
Well, you've got to love that bunker on the left side, Rich, especially because it's shaped like a letter L. Got to fly that. Green's not too deep, so really the challenge is trying to flight that ball in amongst the breeze should it kick up. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Okay, that one finished off for a par, and he'll remain 3 shots off the pace. Seventh hole at Lighthouse Point is only 370 yards. Frank, are you happy if you walk out of here with anything other than birdie?
If you hit the fairway, you definitely should be looking at birdie, but the biggest problem here is to decide, Rich, what club to hit off the tee. You could hit a multitude of clubs here. Further up you go, the narrower this fairway gets.
Wind coming from his right as he gets set for his second. Not sure what happened there. Wrong club selection, poor execution. Regardless, a lot of meat still on that bone. Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Okay, not too bad there. Not in gimme range, but a good chance to possibly walk away only down a stroke. Okay, no further damage. It's a bogey 5. And that's going to drop him to 2 under. Getting set at the 8th hole. It's a par 3 of 165 yards. Break it down for us, partner.
This gets really narrow in the middle of this green, Rich. That's sort of the biggest problem. Matter of fact, only had 12 yards from that left side to the right in the middle. And the green itself actually is 3 times that in length, 36 yards. So straightness is the key here.
Miss hit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. Wasn't that hard a shot.
this from 7 feet.
Matt might have stared at that one too long. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut. Okay, so that one finished off for double bogey. And he's going to fall out of red figures, back down to even par. Now to the par 5 ninth. Frank, what are we looking at here?
Well, for the longer hitters, it's actually a chance to reach a par 5 and 2. 300 yards is where that fairway starts to bend more to the left. So if you do the maths, it's going to give you roughly 250 yards to the middle sort of front left of that green. That's the easy way to play the hole. Make a mistake off the tee and you might find out this is a more difficult three-shotter than what you were anticipating.
Solid. A good drive in the fairway. Going to take a big poke to get there, but a chance with his second to the par 5.
Third shot, looking for a good one.
Lovely pitch shot. Just nipped that ball off the turf. Just flew through the air beautifully. Sat down fairly quick as well. Good shot.
That so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. So for our featured golfer, Frank, it is on to the weekend. Who knows, if you get out early on Saturday, try and post a number, see what happens.
Exactly. There's such a fine line, Rich, between playing well and sort of not struggling, but just mediocre. Putt goes in here or there. That could easily change tomorrow. Make a couple of birdies early, pop a long one in, and all of a sudden you're off and running.
So for Frank Nobilo, Nota Begay III, and Iona Stephen, I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour are proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. This afternoon from Lighthouse Point Golf Club, it's live third-round coverage of the Lighthouse Open. Well, if yesterday was any indication, we should be in for a memorable weekend of golf here as we take in the leaderboard on this Saturday. Some good names up there, including our leader. Let's get out to the play as we pick things up at the par 4-7. And that one lands in the first cut, Frank.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie.
Second shot coming up. Let's check in for the first time with Notah Begay III.
148 yards left to the hole. Ball on a slight upslope, which should send it just a little bit higher in flight.
Well, I know I'm paid to talk, but there's not really much to say about that. Best to just move on to the next shot.
Well, that hit the flagstick.
He'll go ahead and finish that off. It's in for his bogey, and that's going to move him back to 2 over par.
Well, a bit unusual. A third par 3 now on this front side. We're at the 8th. It's 165 yards, Frank.
And this par 3 looks nothing like the previous two. Heads towards the edge of the cliff there. Long green, almost a figure 8 or an hourglass shape. Bunkers left and right. Going to have to be straight here.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
Now chipping up to the putting surface for this, his second shot. Okay, good roll there. It is a par here at the 8th, and he'll stay right where he is.
We move to the 9th hole, and we begin to go inland, Frank. I'll miss some of the views along the ocean. I won't miss the nerves with the potential of a golf ball sailing off into the Atlantic Ocean. That said, par 5, you think about a scoring opportunity, but then I look at the scorecard, and it says this is the number 6 handicap hole. That's pretty tough.
It is, and the reason why is there's trouble both sides of this fairway, and that's normally sand and cliffs, and the designer's really thrown the boat out, excuse the pun. We are on the coastline here. This whole dog legs to the left, and ideally you just sort of like to go fairway, fairway pitch. That's the prudent way to play the hole, but of course everybody likes to chance the driver and reach the par 5 and 2. Miss, pay the price.
Yeah, just what you want at this point in the round. You're trying to find a rhythm, hit fairways, hit the middle of the club face. That's what they did right there. I'm not sure he got every bit of that three-wood trying to get home to this par 5 and 2, but still in the ball game for a birdie.
Two good shots on this par 5, leaves that simple little chip, and that was beautifully played.
Yeah, that is really confidently finished off there, and maybe that can get him going a bit as he's got it back to 2 over. Frank, you think about the great designers, Pete Dye, Alistair McKenzie, and Christian Brandt is certainly in that conversation. They like to play mind games with you, and you're playing with people's heads when you look at that number on the card versus the 10th hole.
Yeah, 10th hole, which is par 4, plays a lot longer than 11, but this is it's a very clever hole. It's called what we call a tweener. It's in between a 4 and a 5. So if you walk away with here with 5, you feel like you've lost something. Walk away with 4, you feel like you've gained something. So the great par 5s are often reachable. 11, that's one of them.
And this one's only 530 yards as a par 5, and remember 10 was a par 4 at 592. How good are these players? It lands it on the putting surface from a million miles away and still manages to hold the green. That one just going to sneak on by. Okay, that one in for a bogey here at 10. And that won't help the cause one bit. Now we go to the 11th hole, and this is a par 5, but it's actually shorter than the par 4 10th. This one comes in at 530 yards. And more evidence of the kind of creativity by the award-winning design team of Patel and Duncan.
Well, that's right. That really is known to be the shaper. He's the one that makes all those interesting shapes of the bunkers. For example, here, nipping it in the fairway, making driver almost too much club or very, very risky, plus the front bunker there. Now, this is a great par 5. The reason why, it's reachable, it's tempting, but you don't know what you're going to finish up shooting on it. I don't know about that one. Yeah, ball in the first cut. Could have gone a little further down the fairway. But still, hey, what am I saying? In good place now.
Well, it's on, but that's going to make things difficult from there. Birdie putt coming up, but you got to think anything inside of 7 or 8 feet here is pretty darn good. Okay, well done. It is a par here at 11, and he'll remain right where he is. Back here now at the 12th hole, par 4, 439 yards, Frank, to the center of this green off the black tees.
And if the breeze blows left or right, this hole plays very hard. One of the reasons why, just through the fairways, littered with bunkers. So not only do you have to pick the right line, but somehow you've got to get that ball the right distance as that hole bends completely to the left. Rather interesting shaped green here at 12.
This is a stiff test, no doubt.
Well, there's no doubt that ball deflected off the tree. Could have gone anywhere. So really, when you think about it, that first cut is fine. And safely on deck. That's the main thing, but from that distance, really don't want to leave yourself like a knee knocker, like a 4 or 5 footer. So this first putt's going to have to be good.
This is a 16-footer. Terrific putt there to save par. And he'll stay at level par. Well, without a doubt, a disappointing Saturday for our featured golfer. High expectations coming in, but it's an over par round, leaving him well back.
Rich, the sadistic side of me actually sort of enjoyed seeing someone struggle. I know you don't want to hear that, but we see people play so well week in, week out. It's nice to see someone show us that this game's really hard.
Till next time, for our